to a chick. So say goodbye to everything you ever knew before. And I'd understand if you went running out the door. And I'll keep you safe, and no harm will ever come to you, I swear. And I'll kill if they even dare. I'll kill, I swear.
Boo.
Yeah?
It's a fucking beautiful day in Michigan.
It is. Hear those birds chirping.
Is it a warbler?
Oh.
I heard warblers.
Yeah, I heard one was coming
and
through.
I definitely probably heard a chickadee.
For sure.
And we have a cardinal that likes to yap its trap.
That's, obnoxiously.
So, showing off his plumage.
Oh, he's beautiful.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am excellent. Thank you for asking.
I would like to let everyone know that we are doing this entire podcast for a second time because
we're not.
Someone
Lies.
forgot to press the record button, and I see now that it's...
I pressed the record button.
Yeah, you didn't push it right.
You didn't even know the problem. The problem was I had no SD card in the road, and it's not hooked up to the computer. So we just recorded into our own ears for no fucking
Which
reason.
was very pleasant because I like hearing your voice.
Which was about the 18th thing that went wrong today.
You're doing fantastically.
Welcome.
And you're beautiful.
To my thanks, boo. Welcome to Michigan Murders and Music, where we discuss murders in our gorgeous state, and we top it off with a little homegrown music, leaving you with a happy ending and on a good note.
And thank you for letting us seep into your ears.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We have new listeners.
We do. Shauna Champion.
Candy Joe.
Marie Schaefer.
The Ashley Blake. I don't know. Is that
the Ashley Blake.
Oh, the one and only. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Lars 0826.
Kennedy Blue Yodel.
We have Old Buds, Ghost 420. Damn you. Just because you can't read. You're a dick.
It's not even funny. Okay.
What did you think?
Okay.
Oh my God, you're like that guy in Ferris Bueller. Ghost 420, Scott Dad, April Durham, and Ed Weldon.
Do you suffer from a lack of a father figure? Do you have clinical depression?
Yes.
Have you ever accidentally broken your mom's favorite coffee cup, and when she found out you did it, she tied you to a bed and spanked you with a metal spatula? If you said yes to any of these things, I don't care. And to keep it a bean, no one cares.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did that get you?
So,
Where I give up podcasting. I quit. All of this 12-year-olds shit is too hard. Here, cheers. I'm not drinking alcohol still, people.
No, she's a
It's
good girl.
Coffee.
I'm not a good girl.
I mean, you might as well be drinking water. It's Natty Light. Ba-dum-bum.
And by the way, I get a
content warning.
I get a contact buzz in the morning every day on my way to work.
There's no way. I vape. There's no way you get a contact buzz from vape.
Yeah.
Exhale.
Nope.
No way.
Nope. Mm-mm.
There's no fucking way.
Nope.
I will argue
Nope.
this one.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm going to fucking punch you, and we're seriously going to stop podcasting because you're going to be dead in the convenient hole that's already in the fucking background.
Oh, I dug that hole. For other reasons.
I'm going to swear. I'm going to be vulgar. I'm going to be an ass to my husband over there.
Yep.
I'm going to smoke weed, but I'm podcasting, and we're going to tell you a story.
God damn it. That's our explicit content warning.
Shut the fucking radio off. Whatever you're listening to us on.
Oh, it's been an evening.
We would like to keep our podcast commercial-free and independent. So if you're feeling a little tipsy, check out our website. Or you can look down below I included links to the Tipsy Jar. There's merchandise. Also, thanks to whoever bought the lady sweatshirt this week. You fucking rock.
Yeah, I'd like to see you wearing it, lady.
Yeah, tag us in Instagram or on TikTok while it's here.
And do us a favor and share us with a friend. Follow us on all the places, the platforms, whatever. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Is TikTok a thing?
Yeah, TikTok is still a thing.
Okay.
Until they either sell it or they have to get rid of it. Somebody will buy it.
Okay.
Probably Meta.
Probably.
Maybe Elon will buy it just
Who are
to
we
fuck people up.
Yeah.
We are featuring this week, Boo. We're featuring Bad Footing.
I kind of like
It's
them.
they're good. We just listened
Yeah.
to all 5 or 6. I think there's 5 new songs, and they were all good. But we are going to play Call It What It Was. Throw up that
pretty cool.
hand, that
All right,
working
all right.
man's hand.
So we got to figure out where we're going here.
We're
today.
going
We're
to
going
Yale. Yale,
Which
not
Yale,
the fucking
not
university
No.
that I got kicked out of because my grades were so good.
So Yale, Michigan is up in the kind of bottom thumb area, like the meaty part of your thumb.
By the bottom knuckle.
Just pretty much, yeah. It's 1.38 square miles, a small town.
Holy fucking hell, is
About
it small.
2,000 people.
1.38 miles?
It's in St. Clair County. And
That always fucks with me because
so
I always think it's going to be up by Claire.
it borders on Claire. That's a fat girl's name.
Don't even go there.
Oh, that was a reference to a movie that we used to watch in the 80s.
Yeah, everybody knows that movie, Dick.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so it borders on Lake Huron and the St. Clair River.
Oh,
like,
yes,
right
yes. Down in
here.
the Detroit area.
Above.
Outer above.
Above.
Above the Detroit area.
Yeah. About an hour north of
Okay.
Detroit.
So that's where we are going to today, boys and girls and human beings. We are talking about James Dewey Porter, the IV,
You already read all
the
this.
third,
Why are you making me
the
do this
fourth.
again?
because I didn't have an SD. I'm going to... You know that movie you were referencing? Remember what Bender got for Christmas?
What?
Fucking burns on
Oh,
his
yeah,
arm?
yeah. Yeah, thanks,
this
Dad.
is what I got
Yeah,
for
smoke
Christmas.
up.
Smoke up, Johnny. Johnny.
James D. Porter IV grew up in Yale, Michigan.
MDOC number 171785.
Date of birth November 30, 1965.
Damn. That was back in the day.
Where is he?
Bellamy Creek Correctional Facility
In Yale.
in Bellamy Creek.
Okay.
I don't even know where that is.
Me either. The majority of his life, he was known as a good kid.
He's a good kid until he wasn't a good kid.
That
Boo.
happens.
It always happens in these stories.
Mm-hmm.
Around the age of 13, James' moods began to get a little sketchy. They changed, and he was not changing for the better good of society, which makes sense because the body changes approximately every 7 years, your body chemistry.
Yeah, but it's not like an instant change. It's a gradual
I
change.
know, but James started becoming moody,
Irritable.
easily distracted.
Disliked authority figures.
He disobeyed,
He was defensive.
easily peer pressured,
Aggressive.
and selfish. God, was this about me? Did we just
Yes,
list
yes.
every
We
Mary's
did. This is-
characteristics of your Highness?
This is what I deal with when I get home
Jesus
from work
fucking
every day.
Christ.
Moody, irritable,
The
easily distracted.
side effects
Dislikes
of
authority.
being married.
Disobeyed.
Those are
So bad.
marital side effects for everybody, motherfucker. Not just you. All marital side effects. All of them.
The downside. Go ahead.
The downside of all this was that James was a fucking smart kid. He was very sophisticated for the ripe age of 13.
In my opinion, that makes him very dangerous.
13.
Yeah.
And smart. With probably a boner. And hormones.
Guaranteed. The wind blows and that thing gets hard. With such a change, we have to wonder if his folks thought
Oh, what did
he was
his
going
folks
through
think?
puberty. That maybe through
he was
puberty, or
doing
maybe
drugs.
doing drugs, hanging with the wrong crowd. I just wonder
Maybe he
what was
smoking
said
that
behind
weed.
closed doors.
Makes you cough.
Oh, maybe he smoked
I don't
weed.
know.
Maybe a
You
cigarette.
just gotta wonder. But at first, he started with small things, and then it escalated rather quickly. I must say, he was caught shoplifting and lying.
Oh,
Which, as we discussed in the previously non-recorded podcast,
you can't
was that you
shoplift
can't
and not
shoplift
lie.
and not lie. One hand goes with the other.
Yeah.
5-finger discount.
It's like you can't fuck your neighbor lady and not lie about it. Because you got to say, no, wasn't me. By the age of 15, he was already past flirting with trouble. The high school principal stated that he was a known scrapper, and other students would say he was a rowdy and he liked to flirt.
I mean, come on. On the flip side, he did own a successful business with a neighbor kid down the road. So I can see how his parents would think that maybe this was just a phase.
Jimmy and Eric were friends, but they were a few years apart in age.
Yes, back in the day when we were raised on hose water and neglect,
Yes.
like the T-shirt says about Gen X,
That's us.
you played with your neighbors, whether you were close in age or not, because that's all you got, bitch. You don't got
Yep.
a phone to play with people on, none of that
And
shit.
you didn't find out that they were bad kids until you were in trouble with them.
God, has that happened to everybody?
Yes.
Because it's happened to me
Yes.
probably more than once. I know at least once. The two of them frequently hunted together and turned their love of hunting into a muskrat pelt business.
Muskrat love.
Muskrats. I must
Muskrat
scratch
love.
your ass.
Remember who did that?
I don't know.
It wasn't Donnie and Marie, was it? It was somebody else. Muskrat love. You better look that up. We got to find out right now.
Who's saying muskrat love?
Captain and Tennille.
Muskrat Love was recorded by Captain and Tennille.
Yes.
Nice. Boo. Muskrats. What are
Muskrat
muskrats
love.
used for? Wait, I want to ask this. What are muskrat pelts used for? She didn't answer me, so you
Well,
better.
she doesn't know because I looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So muskrats are.
I must
used-
grant you a question.
They. That was really well done. Oh, that's a mustachio question.
But not.
Right.
Seriously,
so
what are they fucking used for?
They've been made into coats.
Do they still make them into coats, or was this a thing of the past? 'Cause
That's a thing of the past.
Gross.
I'm sure you can still get some.
Probably on
Actually,
eBay.
You can. Yeah.
you
I've
just-
seen them on eBay. But also,
You're just
the hats
placating me.
for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. You know,
The
on
guys that ride
horses.
backwards on the horse?
They don't ride backwards.
Yeah,
They-
they
on the
wear red
cartoons,
coats
they do. Yes,
and
well,
ride
right.
backwards.
Yeah, but their hats are made from muskrat pelts.
Gross.
What do you
I
mean
wonder
gross?
if their heads stink at the end of the day.
What?
'Cause it's a
you wear
muskrat
leather.
pelt.
Do you think you smell like cow shit?
Yeah, I fucking smell like cow. My dog says
It's
you
not
smell
because
like
of your
cow.
coat.
You.
All right, can we read
I have
on?
nothing to throw at you because this room is
Ow.
too clean.
God damn it, that hurts.
God, I gotta
You
mess
hit me
up.
right in the collarbone.
Oh, you gonna be okay? Do you need a
No.
widow water for your widow van?
No, I need to go hang out with my dad, and because both of us are apparently very injured right now. Very injured.
Okay, so we've got this kid, what's his name again? Jimmy, and his friend Eric down the road, and they're selling muskrat pelts, right?
You're right.
They're trapping them, possibly shooting them with a 22, because Google said
That's
you
a way
can
to
shoot
do
them
it.
with 22 too.
But
So
trapping is
probably better.
So-
But I don't know. This kid sounds like he enjoyed his 22 a lot.
a little more than he should. Mm-hmm. But we're going to find out about that a little bit later.
The two of them would have a falling out eventually over the fact that Eric accused James of stealing some of those muskrat pelts from their family's basement.
Yeah, well, James didn't take too kindly of being called out on his own activity.
There had been more than one break-in into Eric's family's home, so it was suspicious and quite obvious. Because I believe it was the pelts or the money that was missing. So I wonder who took them.
Before Jimmy started doing his messed up things, they were selling their pelts, to a place in Sandusky, Michigan.
I thought it was Ohio. But apparently there's a Sandusky, Michigan,
yeah, so you want to
too.
know where Sandusky, Michigan is?
We sure as shit do, boo.
Okay, it's up by the thumb again. It's up a little
so they
higher.
didn't have to go that far.
Yep. It's
Probably
it's a
rode his
very small
bicycle
town.
there.
It's 2.15 square miles.
Oh, that's twice the size of Yale.
And they have about 3,000 people.
Oh,
that's huge.
bro.
That's a lot of people.
This is a bustling community.
Oh, my God.
That likes
You know what their main street must look like on a
full
Sunday?
of muskrat pelts, I'm assuming.
And ice cream. I bet they have a Taco Bell.
On the morning of April 7, 1982, Mr. Giuliani, which is Eric's dad, the neighbor family, leaves for his General Motors job, which is in Warren, Michigan, like he has every day for 27 years.
He's a lifer.
4:30 in the morning. Hell yeah, you get that GM money, bitch. You don't quit it.
That's big money.
You don't quit it.
Mm-hmm. He actually works at the technical center plant there and had moved his family from the Warren area, which is very dangerous. It's icky down there, to Yale.
To get away from the crime.
Yeah.
How sad. It was a busy morning for the Giuliani family as Mrs. Giuliani was making breakfast and getting their family of 4 up and going. She and her daughter intended to go bowling that day.
Mrs. G's friend Lydia called around 7:40 to see if her and her daughter could join them for their bowling outing, and Mrs. G happily agreed to take them along.
This is a Wednesday morning, so I'm so confused about so much of this because school should be happening.
Yeah.
It's April, unless it's maybe spring break. Spring
Oh,
break.
that could be.
It's spring break. That's got to be it.
Okay.
That early Wednesday morning, Jimmy Porter grabbed his gun and his bicycle. He placed his gun along the handlebars, and he started riding down the road.
40 minutes later, Miss Lydia and her daughter went to pick up Mrs. G, Betty?
Yep.
And her 13-year-old daughter, Cynthia, didn't come out to the car at all.
And like any normal parent, Miss Lydia sent her daughter to the door to get them.
Because Mom didn't want to get out of the car.
That's what you do. You're like, go get
Just
them.
go check them.
However,
Maybe they're sleeping.
Her daughter returned and stated that nobody was home, that nobody answered the door.
Of course, Miss Lydia was confused because she literally just spoke to Betty about picking them up.
So the two of them went through, like, the garage door was connected. The garage is connected to the house. So they went through the door into the entrance to the home that
We know
everybody
how to get into
uses.
our friends' houses.
Yeah. And it's like the way everybody used, I guess. So the two of them went there and they entered the home. And instead of carpooling to the bowling alley with her friends, Lydia found herself looking at a horrific crime scene, pooled in blood.
Jesus.
With the entire family.
Lydia picked up the phone and called the sheriff right away and then hung up and called her husband.
I don't know where Lydia and Cynthia are today, but if they're still around, I hope, for the love of all that is holy, that they were able to get around that horror scene.
How could you?
Box it up and
How
put
could
it
you
the
ever
fuck away.
get
I don't
over
know. I don't know.
Local sheriff and also a friend went to the GM plant to deliver the awful news that all 5 of Mr. G's family members were found dead.
Can you imagine?
No.
He had just left for work a couple hours ago, and now his entire
They're just
family
gone.
is gone.
Wiped out.
Obliterated. Sickening. Interviews were conducted immediately as the crime scene was being processed.
A gun had been found by Eric's body, so there was a bit of confusion at first.
I mean, it probably looked like Eric had shot his family and then shot himself. However, they found a number of shells that didn't coincide with Eric's gun, so it appeared it was brought out as defense.
Neighbors witnessed Jimmy riding his bicycle toward the Giuliani family home that morning.
Jimmy's brother gave an appropriate timeline of the morning.
Nice. After Jimmy arrived back home that morning, he took Mrs. Giuliani's checkbook that he had lifted off her dead body, supposedly, and went to the bank to cash a check for $1,000.
Back then, you could do that. You could.
You could write a check to yourself.
Like cash. Or he was probably like, I
Made
did
out to
work for
cash.
Mrs. G. And the teller was like, oh, okay, honey, I understand.
I know Mrs. G.
Jimmy's friend was with him at the time and would testify to him cashing a check at the bank with Mrs. G's checkbook.
How the massacre went down is not really precisely well known at this point.
What we do know is that Mrs. Betty G., age 50, and her children Eric, 19, Kathleen, 17, Cynthia, 13, and Dean, 9, were all found with a single bullet to their head.
That's very specific.
5 shots, 5 shells, 5 shots with a rifle at close range.
Ugh.
I can't even.
All in all, there were 14 shots from Jimmy's .22 rifle.
14 shots, 11 of those times were bodily hits, and we already know that 5 of those were headshots. 5 shots to people that he knew really well, was welcomed into their fucking home.
It's cold-blooded murder.
Also, he must have had like a clip.
Could be.
Because Eric wasn't able to get one shot off.
He then grabbed the checkbook, hopped back onto his bicycle, carefully placing the gun along the handlebars again, and rode his sorry ass home.
Just casually tossed his gun across the handlebars like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
The now retired Deputy Raymond James Gleason had the privilege of throwing the cuffs on Jimmy that same day around 6 p.m.
Quoted in the Times, written by John F. Brown, Deputy Gleason. When I walked up to him on the street in downtown Yale, Porter looked right at me and said, "What is this all about?" He was as cold as the snow on the ground.
The deputy took him into the police department and held him until detectives arrived.
Detectives Bruce Lindke, William Harple, Robert Quain, and Richard Russell questioned their suspect in the library. Oh, give us a clue on this. This is awesome.
It always sounds like a goddamn clue game. That's
does.
right. In Yale, the City Hall is an all-in-one fun house,
It's
including the firehouse,
the police department,
the ambulance offices,
city offices,
and the town's local library.
yeah, so you got to question
Perfect.
them in the library.
Fucking perfect.
It's a quiet place.
It's perfect.
And the lady went
Doesn't
home.
get any better than that. When Mr. G learned that Jimmy was the suspect, he stated that he did not agree. Quote, "He's a thief, but I don't think he'd kill my family." Isn't that sad?
Yes.
Because he knows this kid. And he knows that, like,
He's a thief,
he
but I
knows
don't think he'd...
he's a thief, but he's not a killer. Like, the crazy thing is, for how young Jimmy is, he says nothing. He still hasn't fucking talked
Yeah.
to the press or to, like, Jenny Jones or anybody.
Pleading the fifth. At the time, sources close to Jimmy told the papers that... The papers? Like what, newspapers?
Yeah, like
what is
the
that?
people.
Oh,
It was
That-
what people used to read
on their front
when they
porches?
got home from work.
Neat.
Mm-hmm.
So Jimmy told the papers that Jimmy said he does not remember anything from that morning.
So
Selective.
many people have
Selective.
selective memories. He also conveniently told the same source that he's been plagued with blackouts recently, and once he even came to with the 22 in his hand.
Yeah.
Not this time, though. It was a different time. Yeah, it was definitely a different time.
I came
for
to
sure.
in the morning, yesterday
something
morning
in
with a
your
22.
hand. Yeah,
I call it
yeah.
oh,
Uh-huh.
it was loaded. Jimmy
I hate you.
is put into isolation in an adult detention center.
That may or may not be right.
Oh,
Madison Heights State Police Crime Laboratory proved that the ballistics from the shells found at the scene and the 22 recovered from the porter's home were a match. Matcheroni.
A match
Busted.
like your face and my butt. You know what? I was thinking about joining the local ornithology group that meets up.
You're fired. You
What?
quit. Go. Get out of here.
I met them, and
All right.
they're my
They
people.
have big lenses.
Yeah.
They're your people.
They're really.
Such a fucking idiot. The gun that was found next to Eric, causing the initial confusion or the possible thought that it was a family annihilation, was definitely Eric's gun, but it had not been fired. He had apparently brought it out in self-defense and wasn't able to use it in time. Oh my God. Do I need to throw something at you again? You get so high.
Are we on 57 now?
I have to start opening a fucking window. You can't handle Jeter smoke. He didn't even actually inhale.
I didn't realize I was high.
Fuck's sake.
A little beer. Something's funny.
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Okay. Jimmy Porter. I thought I had it. You blew it right into your glass, and it went all over your face.
Sounds like a porn shot.
Yes.
Boo,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
can do it.
Okay, I can do this.
It's a really easy sentence.
I know. Jimmy Porter is now being charged with the murder of the family.
On April 12, the family of 5 were laid to rest, all on the same day and all at the same time.
That's horrible.
The pictures are online. They literally made me fucking cry because there were 5 of the old school hearses lined up, and you could see the 5. It was awful. It's awful. This whole fucking story is goddamn awful.
Oh, it's horrible. On Friday, May 6th, a closed probable cause hearing was held, including the testimonies of police officers and 4 witnesses.
The proceeding was short and to the point, and Jimmy's parents were not present, which kind of surprised me.
Defense attorney Dennis Smith requested a venue change due to the publicity of the case.
Denied.
Oh.
DA Dennis Smith also asked for some of the videotape and the photos of the scene to be removed as to not be more upsetting than they already were. Chihuahuas.
Judge Robert Spillard ruled this day that there's plenty of evidence to move the case forward, charging Jimmy with the murder of the 5 family members.
Soon after, on July 12, 1982, Judge Robert R. Spillard released in a written statement, "It is my conclusion that the interest of the child and the public would be best served by granting a waiver to adult criminal court where a jury of 12 citizens may or may not find him guilty of the alleged offenses." He ended with, "This court concludes from the evidence that if James is amenable to treatment at all, it cannot be accomplished within the time he attained his 19th birthday. The court find that there is substantial evidence that this juvenile is not amenable to treatment in the juvenile system."
In normal words, because he's a 19-year-old, judge is saying you're being charged as an adult because you can't be fixed by the time you're 19.
Whew. Jimmy Porter was then transferred from a juvenile facility to the St. Clair County Jail.
Both prosecutor Robert H. Cleland and District Attorney Dennis Smith requested psych evaluations which would occur with more than one psychologist.
Jimmy the Fourth pled innocent to all 5 counts of premeditated murder.
Do you know that's why you don't name your kid after yourself? Because,
Jimmy the Fourth.
Yeah. You're the 4th? No, I'm the 3rd. Oh, you're the good one. Okay. Prosecutor Cleland asked that some legal words be amended to read 5 counts first-degree premeditated murder or felony murder. due to the evidence that murders happened during a break-in.
Words matter when it comes to appeal
Appeals.
time. And it was during a break-in. I still think it was premeditated. Trial starts in August of 1982. I was a kid.
82. Oh, I was in junior high.
I think
That's where I'm still stuck in 1982, laughing at 12-year-old jokes
That's your problem.
like farts and penises.
During
butts
trial,
and
both
dick.
fathers had to take the stand, and I believe it was on the same day. That's brutal.
Little Jimmy the fourth did not make eye contact with either of his elders, only glancing at them once.
Fucking little
Oh, he's a
weasel.
little fuckhole.
Little dick weasel. Jimmy's big brother Kent took the stand and gave the jurors a timeline of the early morning hours of that awful day, saying that Jimmy did, in fact, leave their house on his bicycle with a .22 strapped across the handlebars, and he came home a while later.
Your Highness,
What?
as a side note, how far do you think I'd get if I took my .22 and strapped it across my...
You have a .22?
What? No.
Well, we're in Grand Rapids, and you're a white boy. You'd get
I'd be all right.
downtown at least.
Yeah.
I bet you get downtown and home. Shit, yeah.
Okay.
What? Try it.
No. Hell no.
I've got bail money.
Hell no. I'm adventurous, but not like that.
Of course, the
God.
friend Jimmy was with when trying to cash the checks from Mrs. G's bank account also testified.
The neighbors, police, and others also testified, giving more proof of timelines and events.
Jimmy's lawyer planned to use a mental health disorder and that it was not premeditated murder.
Yeah, BS. The jury came back with their decision after about a day and a half of deliberation. 5 men and 7 women found Jimmy the fourth
Guilty, motherfucker! He was sentenced to life in prison on March 14th, 1983, and remains there until this very day.
Yeah. Jimmy obviously did not take the stand in his defense.
That would be stupid.
Yes, it would be.
He never really talked publicly about the situation either. News cameras only caught him saying something once. I believe it was after sentencing, saying, "Stay away from me. I have nothing to say."
In 2016, Jimmy filed a motion of rehabilitation. I don't know if that's what it's called, but that's what he's doing.
That's the gist. The motion stated the court should consider the following: his home life at the time.
Depressive symptoms at the time.
He's been a good boy in prison with no tickets in only the last 16 years.
Good boy? He kept his jail job as a unit painter for 10 and a half years.
What? That's insane. It stated, Mr. Porter is not the rare or uncommon, irreparable, corrupt youth for whom a sentence of life prison without the possibility of parole is appropriate. Rather, Mr. Porter seeks to establish not only that he has the capacity for rehabilitation, but he has proven his rehabilitation over the past 33 years.
Bullshit.
That's what the motion read, Boo.
Okay, yeah.
He's
All right.
been painting
Yeah,
one
well, he's-
whole job for 10 and a half years, so he's rehabbed.
He's a good
Doesn't
boy.
matter that you killed 5 people.
Yeah, he was a good boy before he killed people. Now he's a good boy again.
Prosecution added backup protection by stating that Jimmy was diagnosed with some sort of adolescent schizo personality while he was in prison. Well, they didn't before the
Did you say
trial.
didn't?
Didn't.
Didn't. Okay. The motion did not fly.
Didn't.
Earlier points while in prison, he was busted with
Sexual misconduct.
violent assault with serious injury to the victim with plans to escape.
Those probably didn't help his cause of rehabilitation
Yeah, I
too
don't
much.
think
You
so.
guys, I dog
But
the
he's a good
shit
boy.
out of rehabilitation. I believe most people can't be rehabbed, but
I agree.
that doesn't mean that everybody can't be. Just this guy doesn't seem likely.
Upon the change of Michigan juvenile laws in 2021,
Those pesky juvenile laws that
Jimmy
were
the
changed.
Fourth was brought back in front of the judge. His sentence would be changed to 5 first-degree murders.
5 weapons, felony, firearms.
There we are.
So he doesn't have life in prison anymore, I guess. I mean,
Well, he'll be there for
he'll be there for life.
a bit.
He's still never talked, Boo. He has not talked. I have not been able to find anywhere where he said a word to anybody.
Well, here.
Not Sally Jesse Raphael, not Eddie Murphy, not Jimmy Fallon, nobody.
So I say
Not Steve Wilkos.
he's not smart, but he's not stupid.
He's something. Man,
This is a messed up story.
that's a fucked up story.
Yeah,
Just
it was fun. Thank you.
No, it was so fun.
It was fun doing it with you.
It was good times. Who are we featuring this evening? Who's our happy ending?
We're featuring a band called Bad Footing.
Call it what it was. Here's Bad Footing.
Neon lights light up your face. I'll have you warmed by sunlight. Redefine a brand new pace. I'll follow if you'll guide me. Light me, smoke me, go and fucking show me. But call it what it was. Freeze me, tender, misremember. I can be nothing but my flaws. It was raining like the world would end, and your quiet felt like violence. Now fever dreams we once believed, it turns out they were lying. Light me, smoke me, go and fucking show me. But call it what it was. Freeze me, tender, misremember. I can be nothing but my flaws. Let me smoke me, but call it what it was. Let me smoke me, I can be nothing but my thoughts. Let me smoke me, but call it what it was. Let me smoke me, I can be nothing but my flaws. But call it what it was.
Thank you for choosing Michigan Murders and Music. Please rate the show wherever you listen. Michigan Murders and Music is produced by The Boots. Episodes are researched and written by Your Highness. Edited by Your Highness. Views and opinions are the sole stupidity of us and us alone. Don't blame others, please. Listening to this podcast could quite possibly cause major problems to your earballs and definitely will mess up your kids. Permission has been given to us by the bands, and we purchase our music on Bandcamp.com. Support your local music scene and all local music scenes.